All right, welcome back. Let's talk about Taraji Henson. If you're not following us yet on TikTok, go ahead and follow us on TikTok. The handle is Man of Prestige _. All right, I'm going to be dropping some very unique videos up there, so make sure you check it out. Okay. All right, so let's listen to Taraji Henson.
And I heard on the street, Taraji, you had the audacity to say you're thinking about stopping acting. We said, stop talking. Are you thinking about it?
I'm just tired of working so hard, being gracious at what I do, getting paid a fraction of the cost. I'm tired of hearing my sisters say the same thing over and over. You get tired. I hear people go, you work a lot. Well, have to. The math ain't mathin'. And when you start working a lot, you know, you have a team. Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, there's a whole entire team behind us. They have to get paid. So when you hear someone saying, oh, such and such made $10 million, no, that's not, that didn't make it to their account. Know that off the top, Uncle Sam is getting 50%.
That's right.
Okay? So do the math. Now we have 5 million. Your team is getting 30% or whatever your team is off of what you grossed,
Sometimes
not
more.
after what Uncle Sam took. Now do the math. So
You're tired.
I'm only human, and it seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. I'm tired.
All right, that was Gail King, apparently on Sirius XM radio, and somebody here said Monique was saying this all along. What are your thoughts about this? You know, but you might be asking, who is Taraji P. Henson? Taraji P. Henson is a 53-year-old American actress. She obviously she was Cookie in the TV series Empire. That's where I kind of like got to know her a little bit more. But I knew her all the way as far back as Baby Boy, acting with our very own Tyrese, right? So, but she seems like she's much older than Tyrese. But Tyrese should be around my age, so it's a little bit after 40 or so. But anyway, yeah, so Taraji Henson, she's complaining about the marketplace value. And this is always a tough one. I'm sure race is going to come into this conversation. I'm sure there are many other classism type of deal. They're cheating them come into this conversation. As you can see already, somebody is already saying, Monique was saying this all along. Shout out to my brother Shola, who's due on this show. I'll bring him at some point. I saw him comment somewhere that well, it matters how you say what you say. That's true. That's very, very true. It matters how you cry to the world, right? All right. And somebody says, didn't Terrence Howard just say almost the same exact thing? I guess they are protesting now. I think there was a strike or something like that not too long ago that was called the writer's strike. I'm not sure if it's related, but bottom line is that these people, they don't feel like they're being compensated accordingly. Okay. Now I'm sure people will have all type of things to say. Somebody's already said, thank you for your full transparency. Once they see somebody cry on screen, they call it full transparency and vulnerability. I don't know about that. I don't know. What we do know is that across the board, there's always been issues with the racial profiling, particularly when it comes to compensation, even when it comes to gender too. Like that's where we find gender equality advocacy more. That's what we find that is more important, right? So we know these are the things that are happening. So I guess she's crying out. She's frustrated. She said, somebody said, I work a regular 9 to 5 and feel the same way, being with the same company 20 years, and I'm going through the same thing. All right, so you don't feel compensated enough. I get it. It's the reality. Now here's the thing. The market value is the market value. And that's also, keep in mind, that's also always a function of everything like race. Okay, that's almost always that same case too. It's the same issue that we're talking about at the end of the day, you know. So I get it. I think it's good that she's crying out, but at this point in time, I want to know, what kind of contracts did you sign? I think not too long ago, I saw a report. Okay, I saw a report that Nia Long fired everybody that worked for her. So I'm guessing things are people like agents and stuff like that. A lot of those agents, they just want to eat too, right? They're just trying to survive. That's all they're trying to do. So sometimes they might push you into a job, right, where they know quite all right that you deserve more, but listen, let's get paid right now, let's keep it moving, right? And some of those agents are obviously Oyinbo people, right? So they do what they have to do to survive, right? So, but when I see someone like Nia Long, the reports that say she fired everybody, then I'm saying, hey, why are you not firing everybody? Why? I'm guessing because you also need to survive. Sometimes you need to take what is available, right? And it's not always, I'm actually in that position personally right now. It's not always it's not always the easiest decision to make, if you will, okay? It's not always the easiest decision to make when you have bills right behind your head and you have bills that you need to take care of that's literally looking over your shoulder. It's not always the easiest thing, you know. But nonetheless, that's what you need to do. Sometimes you need to make very bold moves and fire people, get rid of them. Sometimes it will work in your favor. Sometimes it might work against you. Right? So I might even say, hey, make sure you know what you're doing. Sometimes you don't know what you're doing. It's just a leap of faith. And many people have made those leap of faith, and people value them after the fact, just because they were willing to walk away and mean it. All right? And some people made those moves and they were nowhere to be found for a couple of years later, and they're filing bankruptcies, and you know. So what I would say is that if you're gonna take such leap of faith, make sure that it's something you mean. Like, you need to own that decision all the way through, including all of the consequences. You need to be prepared for that, right? And if you prepare for that, you probably will be fine eventually, okay? But if you're not prepared for, if you back that up with entitlement or anything like that, yeah, it might backfire. And by the way, everybody else might throw you under the bus while you're trying to fight or advocate for them. If you have unrealistic expectations around that, yes, you go collect. So, but I feel for her. I know hands down where she's coming from. But every time I find myself in that position, I go just shalaye.
You go explain. You go explain because no evidence.
No evidence, so no evidence. You know, I will just explain tired. Shalaye tired. Because they see the value that they see. It is what it is. If you don't like that, up your game, step up your game. Absolutely, it's easier said than done. Okay? But probably on the other side of doing it is where the greatness you're looking for is. And it's always going to be easier said than done. Okay? And that's me saying that. And there are certain things in me personally right now that I need to make some bold move. And I don't have the courage yet. But I know that what I need to gain is the courage. I need to gain that courage and take that leap of faith and shoot whatever it is in the head, burn that bridge and keep it moving. Easier said than done, right? That's the reality. It's easier said than done. That's the reality, you know. But I feel for her because I know. Nonetheless, please, or anyone, and if you're going to advocate for other people, I see right now that Kiki Palmer is supporting her. I see that who else was supporting her in this picture? These are the people. Okay, Gabriel Union. You know, obviously Terrence Howard. Yeah, I see that. That's good, but they need to come together and do the proper thing. Maybe if a few of them are saying we don't want to work, then maybe the powers that be, maybe they'll pay attention. But it's a big maybe, you know. But the marketplace is the marketplace. It's a function of everything, including race, classism, all of that. It's just what it is, right? And you need to. It's just another arena of life where you need to have the game. Oh yes, the Will Smith and the Derek, what's his name? Denzel Washington's. They're probably quiet right now. Why? Oh yeah, you know why. You know why. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think Will Smith and Denzel Washington? Why do you think they're quiet right about now in this whole thing right now? That's the question I want to leave you with right now. I'll be right back.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.